Good morning and Happy New Year from all of us here at the Buttered Home to your home. We hope that we are finding everything well and calm this morning on this first day of 2025. We're kicking off the year with 3 kitchen tips for you. We had some really bad weather here this past weekend. We normally do our tips on Sunday, so we apologize for not coming live to you on Sunday afternoon, but we had been up and down all night the night before watching the weather, and we were tired. Big D was probably more tired than me, so we opted to come to you this morning. And I think coming to you on New Year's Day, it kind of sets the tone for the year where we can, I don't really like to make resolutions. I really like to have like almost a vision for the new year or something that I want to commit to that makes me just 1% better every day. Last year, I read the Bible in a year and I'm kind of lost today. So I've done some other things this morning with scripture, trying to kind of find my way there. My husband a couple of years ago had given me all the Foxfire books. So one of the things that I've committed to do is to read all the Foxfire books this year. Oh, if you know anything about those, that might prove to be a little difficult because there's a lot of them and they're sometimes difficult to read. But I'm excited to do that and learn a whole lot of new things for natural living and things like that. So I encourage you, don't make a resolution. Instead, set a vision or a commitment of something that you want to do that will make you, number 1, closer to God, and number 2, a little closer to being 1% better to shine your light, which is His light, with the world, right? Because that's what we're here for. Okay, so we've got 3 kitchen tips for you and a huge announcement that affects all of 2025. So we're really excited to share. So if you're just joining us, make sure that you stay to the end because we got some good stuff coming up. All right, so let's show you what we've got today. So I have 3 tips for you. And the first is going to be for these strainers, right? So sometimes when you have a strainer, and this is a small one, you might have a larger one, but you have like a large bowl or something that you want to use and it won't fit. It won't fit all the way across. It falls down or whatever. Just take a spoon, and I've got like a long stirring spoon here that I'm going to use it with, but most all of these kind of strainers have like this little tip on the end where you can kind of hang it up or whatever. But take a skinny handle spoon and slide it through, and then you can prop it right where you need it and you can strain into your bowl. Now it doesn't have to be a spoon this long. I just don't have any other skinny handle spoons out here that would do the job. All my other spoons, they won't fit in the little lip here, see? It won't fit in the opening that I have. But just experiment with it because that is a great little option that you can use. You can also use a straw or a chopstick or, you know, anything like that that'll fit in there, and it helps keep your strainer over a larger than normal bowl. So I thought that was a really good tip. I use it a lot, and I know it's kind of a common tip, but I'm taking my own advice here today and sharing with you something that I think most people know, but probably they don't. So what I tell y'all, you may know it, but have you shared it? I'm kind of guilty of the same thing. Along those same lines, we talk a lot about, as you get older, having some mobility issues in the kitchen with your hands. You can't seem to grip as good. While these little flip tops on cans are a great thing, I would much rather have these than have to use my can opener because the gripping of the can opener can be just as troublesome, and there's really no hack for that. But if you have trouble even with these little flip tops, again, you can take a spoon, and I'm going to take it with the bottom down, and I'm going to flip that tab up and slide that spoon until the spoon sits directly on top of the can, right? So then you can lift it by the spoon end, the well end, and pop it open, and you got to make sure you're holding the can really tight. Then you take that spoon and you use it to open your can. It's safer. You don't end up cutting yourself trying to get that open with your fingers too close to the pop tab. This is also a good remedy for a canned drink. You can totally do this to open a canned drink. And let's see if I got it. It's probably time for a Coke Zero anyway, right? So you can just take either end of that spoon and just pop that open and then use it to pop that canned drink open. So your spoons can pull really good double duty in the kitchen if you have some trouble opening some things. And then you can just carefully just take that top lid right off. Okay, so I gotta have a sip of this Coke now that we've done that, right? Okay, so the third tip is if you've got a lot of stuff that you're chopping, you got a cutting board, you have a silicone mat or something, and it's some heavy stuff, we always talk about safety in the kitchen. Anytime that you're cutting on any kind of surface, primarily a cutting board or even a silicone mat, because these smaller cutting boards are kind of flimsy and those silicone mats are even flimsier and they tend to slide real easy. So the easiest way to keep that from happening is to take some paper towels and just get them damp and squeeze out the excess water. Let me move my bowl. And then you want to take your cutting board and then just kind of measure out so that your paper towels, and they're just damp, they're not soaking wet, are about the same size as your surface. Then you just flip it over and position that on top, and look, it does not move. And I'm putting, so my big cutting board that's underneath it is the one that's moving, but that, I mean, I'm putting some pretty good force on it. It's not moving. All you need is some damp paper towels, and that it works well not only on a cutting board, but for these silicone mats as well. Now that's the big cutting board moving, but the silicone mats, these are the ones that tend to slide with me, the ones that are real thin like this. So just a damp paper towel, that's all you need, and you can save yourself a lot of worry in the kitchen and probably save yourself from a bad accident. So like I always say, all of these tips, they are things that you may know, but have you shared them? On the bottom of this video on Facebook, there is a little swirly arrow. We would love it if you hit that button. That means it would share this video to your timeline. We're going to continue our kitchen tips into the new year. We got lots of fun stuff coming up. A lot of people, we were talking about earlier, make resolutions, right? Eat healthier, lose weight, exercise more, all of those things. So we're going to kind of focus on healthy substitutions and mainly just eating well. And one of the opportunities that we've been granted this year is our huge announcement, and I'm just tickled to death to share this with you all. But I am an ambassador for Sweet Grown Alabama for 2025, and I am so excited because I love Alabama. For 6 going on 7 years now, I have had the distinct privilege of working with some of Alabama's best producers with the National Peanut Board and the Alabama Peanut Board. I've worked with our Cattlemen's Association. I have worked with our pork producers, just to name a few. I've worked with Alpha. I've done speeches and judged their heritage cooking contest. So this is a good fit for me because always have been and always will be just the biggest cheerleader for the state of Alabama and her farmers, producers, things like that. So I'm really excited to be a part of Sweet Grown Alabama. And if you are in Alabama, sweetgrownalabama.org is a fantastic resource for you to find what's in season and what's fresh that you can buy locally to your area. Just go to sweetgrownalabama.org, and there is a page there where you can search by crop or meat. From apples to zucchini. You can find everything that you want there, and probably a producer of it that you can buy fresh and support a local farmer and their family in your area. So we think that Sweet Grown Alabama, their mission to provide fresh ingredients, whole ingredients, it goes right along with everything that we've ever done here at the Buttered Home, and we are proud to be a part of Sweet Grown Alabama for 2025. So you're going to see us visiting a lot of farms, a lot of producers. You're going to see us feature what's in season, how to cook it, where to get it locally, all of those things. We're just really excited. We have a lot of great stuff on tap to share with you guys to get you, even if you're not in Alabama, to think about your food and think about supporting small, family-owned, whole food ingredients that are fresh and in your area. It's no secret that our farmers have suffered in the last couple of years. So in a small way, you purchasing locally from a farmer or a producer in your area is the best way that you can support those people, because that is how they feed their families. We have a saying here that farming feeds Alabama. Well, it also feeds their families. And whenever you support those farmers and those producers, you're helping to put food on their table as well. And we think that's very important. And we're super excited to be a part of it. We want you along for the ride. So if you are not following our page on Facebook and Instagram, make sure you do that as soon as we're done. On Facebook, you can also hit the following button again and set us to favorites so you don't miss videos like this and you don't miss the things that we do in support of Sweet Grown Alabama. We got so much in store for you guys for 2025, and I can't wait to get started. I wish we could carry this first day of the year with us every day. I mean, there's a lot of people who have like this renewed sense of energy and focus and all of these things, and a lot of times those things tend to kind of dwindle as the time goes on. But we're going to show you some practical things with fresh, whole food ingredients that are easily done, and fresh whole food ingredients are really the best way to modify your diet. If you can stop going through the drive-thru, stop doing prepackaged food items, read your ingredients on the prepackaged food items, then you are one step closer. So this year, at least through the first quarter, we're going to be sharing some tips with you on how to do that, and we're just going to call that eating smart for 2025, and we can't wait to have you along with us to do that. Okay, that's all I've got for you today, other than make sure that you eat your pork, your black-eyed peas, your greens, and of course, your cornbread. Don't ask me why. I know the black-eyed peas are for luck. The greens are for money. The cornbread, I think, is for prosperity because it's gold. And the pork, I'm just not real sure. Somebody tell us in the comments what all those things mean. Don't wash. Don't sweep. I'd love for you all to add your New Year's Day superstitions in the comments after you share this video. So from all of us here at the Buttered Home to your home, we sure love you guys and have a happy new year, and we look forward to spending 2025 with you all.